Kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1703, birthday celebration. So today is Brad's birthday, and yeah, I had all of these plans that didn't quite work out. But so how are we celebrating his birthday? Well, I had a dilemma. I went digging through the boxes to find the extended versions and of some movies. I've got the Hobbit extended version. I've got the Lord of the Rings trilogy extended version. I've got the complete saga of Star Wars episodes 1 through 6, all extended version. And then I had the Twilight TV series, complete set. And so I put them on my couch. I took a picture of them. I put them up on Facebook. Actually, I haven't looked at Facebook to see what we had on that one. So I'm just going to go over to Facebook right now, and I'm just going to have a quick look. Oh, this is really weird getting on there. Okay, so yeah, let's see. All comments. All right, let's have a look here. We've got Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, but only 4, 5, and 6. The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. Depends on what you feel, what you want to feel. The original trilogy of Star Wars, Hobbit, and Lord of the Rings. Well, as it turned out, so thank you all of those that participated in that question. As it turned out, I ended up watching Lord of the Rings. Well, sort of. But first, let's rewind. Back to the beginning of the morning. I didn't get to bed till like after midnight last night. I was awake at 5 o'clock this morning. I laid in bed and read for a little bit, and then it was time to go for a walk. And so I didn't get in my normal morning routine. I did make the beds. I made my bed. I made Zephy's bed. So we got those two things accomplished this morning. It's the first thing I usually do when I get out of bed is make the beds. So we got the beds made. Just threw clothes on because I figured we're going to go for a walk. I'm going to come back from that. We've got to weed out. We've got that strip that goes between the pavement and the curb that it had a lot of weeds on it. We had to clean it. So I'm going to be cleaning that strip today. So I'm not going to go and have a shower first. I'm going to have a shower after that. So we got out. So we came back from the walk, came inside, had breakfast, and then we went outside to tackle the weeds. And I still have that big polystyrene box that was sent to me by Omaha Steaks with all my steaks inside. So I took that empty polystyrene box out with me and just started filling it with weeds. Now, on the way home last night, we did pull some weeds and I left them in little piles. So we put them all in there. And then we started, and I had my waist leash on for Zephy. I'm not doing that again. Oh my gosh, I got so tired because she's trying to pull me in one direction. I'm trying to bend over, and she almost toppled me a couple of times because she hadn't decided, oh, I'm going to go this way while you're bending over doing that. I'm going to go over here. Yeah, not doing that. I have to find her long lead and stick it out the front there and just let her wander around on her long leash. I have like a 12-foot leash. I think it's 12 foot, might be a 20-foot one. So I'm going to find a way to, and I can put up to the railing out there. And yeah, we're going to do that next time because battling her while trying to pull weeds. Yeah. And the ground was hard. So I had my little 3-prong weeding thing tool. And it has 2 prongs out here and then 1 prong in the middle. And so I was using that to help loosen up the dirt so I could pull these weeds out by their roots so they wouldn't come back again. And we got most of it. We got a lot of it done. We didn't get it 100% done. We're about 99% done. There was just these little bits, and it's sort of like I was so tired. My legs were cramping on me, especially my right calf muscle was really cramping up on me. Zephy was trying to pull me in all directions. And usually when I have the waist one on, and of course I'd get up to go and walk a few feet. And she's, oh, we're going for a walk. So she gets a walking mode and off she goes. And I'm just like, yeah, no, come back here. My back was killing me by the end of this because having to bend over. To pull these weeds out. And yeah, so I'm in a lot of pain right now. So we came back and my whole body was shaking. It was only like 60 degrees outside, but we were in full sun the whole time. I had my little sun hat on and full sun the whole time. And we were only out there about an hour and we got that whole thing clear, like I said, 99% clear. There's still some little pieces to go back, but all the main big weeds are gone. There's a couple of grass patches out there we need to get into, and I just didn't have the strength in my arm anymore to dig this tool thing into there to try and loosen it up. So we came back inside from that, and I went straight into into the pantry and got out a packet of electrolytes and got some water and made up a thing of electrolytes, because I knew that was going to be my biggest thing with muscle cramps, was getting the electrolytes into me. So did that. And then I went and I didn't have the energy to stand up. So I'm like, how the heck am I going to take a shower? And I hate baths. I hate taking a bath. So that was not out, because if I got in that bath, there was no way in hell I was getting out of there anytime soon. It's just too close to the ground. I'm sorry. I know. And I thought, oh my gosh, I thought, okay, we're just gonna chillax for a little bit. We're just gonna lay down on the couch, get our muscles working again, keep drinking the water. And so, stay hydrated and just let everything settle down. And then it was sort of like, oh, it's time for, and then I looked at then I had to get up to go to the bathroom. And so on the way back, I stopped at the DVD box and thought, I've got to find, all the movies were sitting all right next to each other. So I was just like, okay, pull them out and take. And of course, I was having to bend down to do that. And it's like killing my calf muscles again. So another round of electrolytes to help balance that out. And my body was still shaking. And I'm like, jeepers, I've done worse than this. Well, I've been in this house and my body has not been this bad. And I'm just like, I got no idea why. So we went out to the thing, took the photograph, and I thought, oh, maybe I should have some lunch. We need some food. We had breakfast, maybe we need some food. So I made lunch, sat down and ate that. Zeffie was more than happy to help me eat it. And so then I was like, what am I going to watch? And I'd already done the post on Facebook, and it was like about 2:30 by this point. Way later than I had planned on starting. And in between, I'd gone and done some work on the computer as well. I had a couple of things I had to do, like send out all my invites for my 30-day challenge. But hey, I got a journal sold today. Yes. One journal a day. That's the goal, is one journal a day. So I got one sold today. Yesterday's one was after 10 o'clock. I got last night's one done. I couldn't go to bed until I had sold one. It was 10 o'clock. I was just after 10 o'clock when I sold one. So yeah, that was, then I woke up this morning and there was a note there to say, hey, you had an order place. It's like, yes, I didn't have to worry about it today, but I'm still going to send my messages. So I sent out my private messages today, and I haven't checked to see if anything else has been sold. And then I had some work, a couple of work things to do. So I got all that done. And then by the time all that was done, things took a lot longer than I thought they would take. And it was like around 2:30. So we had lunch and we finally sat, and I sat and thought, Lord of the Rings it shall be. So it just came to me like that, all the struggle over the last week. What am I going to watch? Which we're doing, going backwards and forwards. And so it was Lord of the Rings, and went in there and put the first disc in. Now, because this is extended version and this is on DVD, not on Blu-ray, you have a part 1 disc and a part 2 disc because it's the extended version. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching this thing, and I'm like looking at the face of all these actors thinking, oh my gosh, they look so young back then. And because this thing's like, I don't even remember when Lord of the Rings first came. Hang on. The second one came out in 2002, because that's when I took Brad down to New Zealand for our honeymoon. And we did that in the March, April timeframe. And when we came back, it was later that year that part 2 came out, and we were sitting in the movie thinking, you've been there, you've seen that. So it must have been 2000 when the first one came out. So God, that was 24 years ago. Wow. So anyways, so I remember up to the point where they're in Rivendell, and you've got the dwarves that come in, the elves and the men and all that sort of stuff. They're coming to have this big council to say, here's the ring, this is what we're going to do with it. And I remember watching Frodo walk up and put the ring on the table there, or the altar, or whatever it was, and then going and sitting back down again. And next thing I know, the thing says I need to change discs. I had fallen asleep, and I thought, well, that's perfect, because a lot of the times when Brad and I sat down to watch movies that we've seen several times, we would quite often fall asleep during them. And the movies that we'd watched hundreds of times before, and especially if we were tired, had a lot of physical activity. And remember, I still haven't had a shower yet. I'm still running on stinky. Got stinky today. I still haven't made it into the shower because my body was just too. At one point, I got up from the couch and my leg almost gave out underneath me, and I'm like, "This is really weird. This is weird." And so I was sort of like, "Yeah." We didn't have the physical strength to stay standing. If I got underneath the shower, the water and everything else, I was scared that it would have like knocked me out or something. But I can feel my hands, and I wanted to have a shower as well because then I could put my patch on that helps with the pain. Which one is it? I don't think I actually have one over there. I think it's down in the bathroom. I could then slap my patches on to help with the balance, to help with the pain from the overuse, from the muscles and everything else. And but yeah, I haven't had a chance to. Not that I haven't had a chance to take a shower. It's just that I haven't been able to take a shower because I've not been able to stand. Now I've got to, at the end of this, get up and take her for a walk. It is windy outside. We've got wind warnings out for high winds and everything else. And those were meant to be between 12 and 10 today. So 12 noon and 10 p.m. tonight. And it's howling out there. And I'm like, great. I can't even put a hat on. It's going to put I can't wear a hat out there. So I'm going to have to go out with my dirty hair and my smelly, sweaty body and just stay upwind of people if we meet anybody. Oh my gosh, I haven't gone this long without a shower after doing some sort of physical activity in a long time. It's been a long time since I've done that. But yeah, I really want to shower. But, it was a great day to celebrate Brad. I thought, this is typical. We'd sit down and watch movies and one of us would fall asleep during the movie and, or both of us would fall asleep. It's nothing out of the norm. And hang on, we're getting dry mouth. So I figured, I've also got tomorrow as well. So I've already put in the second disc in to watch the rest of the Fellowship of the Rings tonight. And then tomorrow we'll knock out the other two. And at least tomorrow I don't have any, except for doing my private messages in the morning for the 30-day challenge and then doing my podcast at the end of the day. I have nothing else on tomorrow. So I can get up tomorrow morning, have breakfast. We can watch, take her for a walk. Come home, have breakfast, and then we can sit down and watch 2 and then take a break for lunch and watch 3. They're all on 2 DVDs because we didn't get the extended Blu-ray set because this one comes in and it's like, it's a box and you have to open the box this way and then the spines are all this way of the things and they look like books on the back and you pull out each one and each one has a part 1 and a part 2 DVD and then 2 or 3 bonus discs with behind the scenes stuff, all the extra bonus stuff that they put in there, which I kind of like watching at times, but I ain't watching any of that. It's just the movies this time. And that's where you get all the good stuff, all the good information and all the stories about how they did this or how they did that, or this is what happened here and this is what happened there and that sort of thing. So that's quite sore. I ended up having to put my wrist brace on. So when I come back from my walk tonight, it's going to be shower and then watch the second half of the Fellowship of the Rings. And then tomorrow morning we'll watch is it the Two Towers and then Return of the King tomorrow afternoon. So that's the plan for this weekend. But yeah, I did a post on Facebook for Brad for his birthday, and I haven't been in to see if anybody's responded. I know people would have responded. But it's been, how red my eyes are. Yeah, I am physically and mentally exhausted today. It's emotions have gone up and down. I will admit emotions have gone up and down today as well, as expected. I got a text from my mum earlier today saying, we're thinking of you on Brad's birthday. And so that was kind of cool. My mum's so good. I love my mum and my dad. They're really cool people. Been very blessed with them. I've been writing in my gratitude journal today. So that's been another thing that I got done as well. So it's been a bit of a emotional wise, I'm exhausted. Physically, mentally, emotionally, I am exhausted. And I still got to take her for a walk. That's going to be interesting if I can stay upright on that walk. But I don't even know what the temperature is out there. Hang on. Let's look at this and see if I can see what the temperature is. Dun, dun. Come on. It's thinking 78 degrees out there still. Oh, hang on. Sorry, it's at 76. Wind advisory is till 10 o'clock tonight. Yeah, they're expecting southwest winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles an hour expected. That's strong winds. That's a blustery day in Wellington. Yeah, that's just a blustery day in Wellington, that one. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be fine walking. That's just a blustery day in Wellington. I mean, it's not even up to gale force winds, so yeah. So we'll get that done. And God, the number of spam text messages I get is unbelievable. And then you get ones from some number you don't know, and it's like, how are you? And I'm like, well, who are you? I'm not replying to them because I don't want to get on any lists or nothing. Yes, and I get all these people telling me about packages that can't be delivered. And I'm like, well, I'm not expecting any packages, so that'll be why you can't deliver any, because I'm not expecting any. Oh, I'll crack up at that. Oh, we've got this package here. We were unable to deliver this package. Please click here and provide delivery information. I'm like, hell no. I'm not expecting any packages. So, no, thank you. So anyway, I am, like I said, exhausted. So we're going to go for a walk in the wind. Just be like a blustery day in Wellington. What do you think, Zephyr? You ready to go for a walk in the wind? The wind she doesn't mind. It's the rain that she doesn't like. So we should be good. So we're out of here. We're going to go. But, if you've lost a loved one and it's their birthday, how do you celebrate their birthday? I mean, I've been going through a lot of memories with Brad. The photos I put up this morning on Facebook, there's memories with every one of those photographs. I remember them when they were taken. I remember the circumstances of them being taken and things like that. And the day that was around it, like there's a wedding picture in there for Chris and Ash. And that was a really fun day. We had a fun day on that one when they got married. Fun evening as well. We're at this bed and breakfast in the middle of nowhere. Well, it wasn't actually the middle of nowhere. There was a winery nearby because they did have a pre-wedding get together over at the winery where they were trying wines, and we had to bring out, they had to provide the food and all of that. And so we went, and somehow our car ended up with some food in it. Maybe we had gone and gotten the food. I don't remember. Yeah, that was like the day before the wedding or something. So, and then there's a picture in there with my mum and dad, and we were in a restaurant with Jenny's mum was there, and Christina was there, and Brian and Kristen were there, and who else was there? My mum and dad, me. I think that was it. But we just all had dinner together, and it was just a really nice evening. And then we asked the waitress if she would take a picture of us all in front of their beautiful fireplace. It's at Marmalade Cafe in Sherman Oaks, and great restaurant, great food. And so we stood and sat in front of their fireplace, and they did took a photo for us, and that's that picture that ends up in there. So lots of great memories from our times together. I'm very grateful for the years that we got to spend together. And even if before we got married or got together and was told, well, you're going to meet this guy and this is what's going to happen, I would rather spend the time with him and go through the heartache that I have gone through than not spend the time with him at all. He was just such a special guy. And to be able to spend the years that we had together and all the adventures that we went on together and the fun that we had, the laughter, the tears, the ups and the downs, and the journey and the different things that just happened in life. I still would have gone through with everything because I would rather have had that time of love and laughter with him than completely missed out on it altogether. So I'm very grateful for all the years that we got to spend together. And he says, if you could go back in time and change, and that was his favorite question to ask me, if you could go back in time and change anything, would you? And every time I gave him the same answer, I said, absolutely not. And he goes, not even me getting cancer? I said, not even you getting cancer. He's like, why? And I said, because we wouldn't be the people we are today, and we wouldn't have met the people that we've met had it not been for cancer. And he's sort of like, I said, yes, I don't like the fact that you have cancer, that your body is being invaded by cancer. I don't like that at all. But I look at all the blessings that have come out, the people that we have met, the people we have in our lives. And we wouldn't have done some of the things we've done had it not been for cancer. We wouldn't have met some of the people we've met and become good friends with had it not been for cancer. And at his eulogy, I remember turning around and saying, if somebody was to ask me that today, I would just ask for more time. That was my only request, was just for more time. But, there's been a lot of blessings that have happened over the last 6.5 years. And his birthday's almost 6.5 years since he passed. So, almost at the halfway mark. He passed on the 24th of September and, in 2017. So the 6-month mark would have been the 24th of March. Which is right around Gus's birthday, because Gus was the 23rd of March, and Gus passed on the passed across the Rainbow Ridge on the 6th of September, 18 days before Brad did. So the halfway mark happens in March when their birthdays are, which is kind of crazy how that works out. So he's been gone 6.5 years now, and apart from having more time with him, that would be my only request, was if we could have more time, but that wasn't the plan. That wasn't the big plan, part of the big plan, so the master plan. And so it's been an up and down ride the last 6.5 years. It's been an interesting ride. And, you'll hear more about, if you're tuning in, you'll hear little bits of the story along the way, and how some days are easier than others, and grief sucks. And I read somewhere one time is that the mind has accepted the fact that Brad's not gone. And I'm sort of like, I'm not so sure about that, because there's times today that I still pick up the phone and want to call him. And I got upset I was on the phone with my youngest Josh, and I was on the phone with him one day, and I suddenly said, there's something that your dad sent me. And I went back to find that video that Brad had texted to me. And I'm like, I can't find his text message. And then I started panicking because I didn't think about it. When I took his contact information out of my phone, it wiped all of his messages. And Josh, thankfully, Josh knows technology very well. He said to me, he says, Helen, it's still there. And I'm like, what do you mean it's still there? He says, you just got to search for his phone number. And then I had a panic. I don't remember what his phone number is. Brad could never remember his phone number. He would always reverse it to me. And so that would be somewhere and they'd ask for his phone number, and he'd just look at me. I said, Josh, I don't even remember what his phone number, and I was getting all panicked and upset because I had lost these and he says, no, he says, just search for them. And so I searched for them, found his string of text messages, and I was like so grateful to Josh in that moment for the fact that he helped me rescue those text messages. And so now Brad's back in my contacts just so I can make sure I've still got his text messages and things. So I am thankful that I have a son that knew that and was able to help me through that and not have to panic or anything. And I got back all those lovely little text messages and towards the end, before he came home, his text messages would often be garbled, and his brain was scrambled at the time. And of course, all the drugs and everything they had him on was giving him hallucinations, and some of them were quite funny. But I could understand why he would think what he thought he saw, simply because of where he was, the view he had out of his window. I could totally get why. And he was taking videos of these so that he could prove that what he was seeing was real, so he could explain it to me. And I'm like, oh, you saw that, did you? He goes, yeah. He says, see, I have a video of it here. And he'll show me the video, and it would just be a normal picture out of his window. He says, you see how it's doing, da, 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 da. And I'm like thinking, my poor guy, he truly believes what he's seeing and these hallucinations and stuff. So, but, we still had some laughs towards the end there, and still miss him. Grief's a funny thing. It really is. It sucks. The body takes longer. This person who said that the mind has accepted the fact that they're not coming back. It's the body that takes the longest with the grief. And I'm like, and I sat and I had to think about that at times. Like I go to pick up the phone to call him, and then remember, oh, hang on, he's not going to answer. Or I'm out driving and I see something, and I'm like, I must remember to tell that to Brad when I get home. For a while, when I drive up to Los Angeles for my mastermind group, whenever I would drive home, there's where the 405 and the 5 converge, just past that, my phone would always ring, and it would be Brad to go, hey, where are you? And I'm like, I just got onto the 5, so I'll be home shortly. And he's like, okay, well, how's it going? And he'd start talking to me during that thing. And the first time that I had to drive back and that didn't happen, that was hard. And there was nowhere to pull over. I had to suck it in, take some deep breaths, and try not to cry while I was driving, because you're on the freeway. There was nowhere to pull over. I wasn't even near an exit ramp that I could have gone off on the exit ramp and just sat on the shoulder there and composed myself a little bit. So I had to take some deep breaths and get myself through those moments, and that mental game going on again. But yeah, whenever I'd get on the 5, off the 405 onto the 5, about 2 to 3 minutes after that had happened, that merge had happened, my phone would ring and it'd be Brad saying, "Where are you?" Like, I just got on the 5. He goes, "Oh, yeah, I thought you'd get there about now." No, same conversation every time. So how was it? How'd your day go? Blah, 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 blah. Because I'd text him when I was leaving. And maybe he had a tracker on my phone. That's what it was. He was tracking my phone wherever it was. I don't know. But it would always be the same time every time. Even if I got stuck in traffic, as soon as I hit the 5, like 2 or 3 minutes after I was on the 5, that phone would ring. And it was and so the body was expecting the phone to ring and it didn't happen. So there's a lot of times when I'm expecting things, or like I'd be sitting in the thing like, oh, and I'd suddenly go, "Oh, Brad's going to be home soon." And I'm sort of like, no, he's not going to be home soon. Like the body would be like, "Brad's going to be home. Yay." And it's like, no, he doesn't know this house. He hasn't lived here. He won't be coming in the front door or the garage door or the back door. So it's weird. Grief is weird. It's just weird. But we just keep moving forward, one step at a time, and just keep moving forward. And with that, I have waffled on long enough. Zeffy's sprawled out on the floor over here. You ready to go for a walk? Zeph, ready to go for a walk? Zeffy, walk? Not a twitch. No walks for you tonight. You can go in the backyard. That'll be the day. Or go out in the backyard. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. But anyway, I'm out of here. We'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening around 6 p.m. Pacific time. Hey, konera. Oh, one last message. Go hug those that you love and tell them that you love them, because you never know when their last day is going to be.